2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight we'll see the Washington Wizards playing against the Brooklyn Nets. So for the Nets, their last game, a loss to Chicago. That game was a shootout. Defense will be the key tonight for them to bounce back with a win. And DeAndre Jordan, a few people have accused him of stat padding, taking rebounds from teammates. This sounds like something we talked about yesterday, fellas.
It is. Let the big fella eat. That's his job. All you little guards, stay the heck out of the paint.
Yeah, but
No, stay out of the paint. Let us
you
rebound.
don't remember the video when he pushed Luka to grab a rebound?
Well, Luka shouldn't have been down there.
But truthfully, people are making an issue out of everything. But I do think that he does pat his style a little bit.
Oh, stop it.
Okay.
Well, I just can't wait till tomorrow when we talk about that again. Here's Kevin Harlan.
That's the United States Supreme Court building here in our nation's capital. We're coming to you today from Washington, D.C. Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. With Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. D.A., take it away.
Well, the one-and-done draft requirement will be abolished very soon. In the meantime, the G League professional path has been introduced for those looking to come straight out of high school. A salary of $125,000, potential endorsements, and access to NBA development has enticed more than a few to pursue this new avenue. Kevin?
The G League continues to be a great asset for the NBA. Great stuff, David. Thank you. And here's a look at some numbers for Wall.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
So the Nets starting five. Prince and Durant are at the 3 and the 4. Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. And it's Jordan in at center. And for Washington, we've got Thomas Bryant all out there with Shabazz Napier. Then there's Bradley Beal, and it's Wagner in at the 4.
And until their playoff run, the Brooklyn Nets weren't a team we thought of as a free agent destination. And Doris, you almost forget that they play in the biggest market in the country.
And Greg, who would have thought that in New York and Los Angeles, arguably the most competent franchises would be the Nets and the Clippers. These are two of the historically dilapidated teams no longer content to play second fiddle in those major markets.
Now here's Jordan. The Nets working the ball around now. Just 5 to shoot. Baseline J on the way. Offensive rebound. Tries yet again. And he lays it up and in.
It is not easy trying to keep DeAndre Jordan off the boards. His combination of length and determination so impressive.
Prince against Beal. Here's Wagner. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Irving with the ball. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Chicago.
And his passing was simply amazing. A lot of fun to watch.
LeVert from outside. Shot clock reset for the Nets. Durant, the pass to Jordan. It's stolen by Bryant. And there's the call on Durant. That's his first foul.
Refs calling it close already as he picks up a quick early foul.
And it's Washington's ball. Now Napier. He had 13 points in the win against Charlotte.
And a lot of those points came at the free throw line, really because of his aggression. He was playing the game with force, always catching his man on his heels.
And the jam by Kevin Durant.
What a pretty look. DeAndre Jordan, to have that kind of touch on your passing, such a quality piece for a big man.
The Wizards have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Knocks Kicks it loose. LeVert against Wall. Pass to Beal. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
The Nets have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And the pass to Durant. Over Wagner. Durant dishes to Jordan. Some solid defense from Bryant.
You will have to finish harder than that if you want to convert in traffic.
A pass to Wall.
What an outstanding pass, and Bradley Beal has come such a long way as a playmaker.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Nets, trailing by 2. It's Prince on the wing. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, for Washington, D.C. basketball, they have one title to their name, the champs back in '78.
What a run that was for that team, led by the great Wes Unseld. But boy, in the 40 years since that title, my goodness, fans of this franchise have waited so patiently for that return to greatness. When will it come?
And that one falls for Prince. We're in the middle of the season, Doris. Some teams now just beginning to find their stride, their rhythm. How do they now maintain it?
Yeah, I think at this point of the year, you've established your rotation. Players know when they're going to come in, when they might be subbed out. I think it's about sort of finding, keeping, and maintaining that rhythm and execution that should be very, very well ingrained in your guys' habits.
I know you've played this way, but when you know your role, when you know the minutes and the rhythm, as we were just talking about, I think for a player that's huge. Am I correct?
You are. Know your role and star in your role.
Here's Irving, following the basket by John Wall. Irving kicks to KD. Back to Irving. Up top, Durant. Over Wall. And again, it's the Nets missing.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
And the slam dunk by Wall.
Yeah, this is one of the top athletes in the league. Wall showing his lateral and vertical mobility.
Irving looking for an opening. Prince outside. Pass to LeVert. Left side Durant. Just 5 on the clock. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. Durant's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, Kevin Durant's form, his release point, everything about his stroke is really impeccable.
Beal gets a wide open look. And the shot is long.
Right now trying to get into a rhythm, but so far this quarter, boy, he is struggling to make anything go down.
Irving. Beal pulls it in. Last game for Brooklyn, it was a loss to the Bulls. Here's Wall. Good. It's Beal picking up the assist. 8 points for John Wall.
Getting resourceful there. Go ahead, John Wall, on the interior.
Outside Irving. It's LeVert on the wing. Drops in the tray.
Such a boost to this offense when this guy can knock down uncontested threes.
And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for Washington. Outside Beal. Shoots over LeVert. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Pushing it up. Wall passes to Bryant. And that one, good.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Nets trail by 4. And here's Irving. No points in the game yet for him. He dishes it to Durant. Pass to LeVert. Jacks up a 3. And the Nets, another 3.
Well, Karis LeVert has worked diligently to make his three-point shot legitimate. Knocks that one down.
The Wizards have gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Passes it to Bryant. Beal against Prince. Beal up top. He really played well in that last game against Charlotte.
I'll tell you, he has looked just a step slow all game, but his teammates, boy, have they come through.
LeVert finds Prince. That's good, and it's LeVert with the assist.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
Washington shooting it very well as they shake off the rust here early. 54% from the field. Here's Bryant. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Right side, Irving. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
All right, a moment to check out stats for Durant. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. He's putting up about 28 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And what is crazy is that these numbers might not even do his game justice. He's been phenomenal.
Feels like every night this guy does something that just blows your mind. So fun to watch, someone the other players look up to.
Now here's Prince. Following the miss by John Wall. Prince kicks to LeVert. Outside Irving. Launches it. Offensive rebound, Nets. Goes back up, and Durant lays it in. KD's got 6.
Just so full of confidence. This guy knows he's at the top of his game. Kevin Durant excels cashing in from right there.
Wizards trail by 4. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Well, I'm telling you, this guy is doing everything he can to get them where they want to be. He's been on a mission in this period.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. George, what's the best combination of inside-outside basketball you see offensively now?
Well, 2 guys really come to mind immediately for me. It's Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis, because both men can face up and knock down shots in a legitimate enough fashion that you've got to get out and contest those guys. But the other side of this is they can play in the post and be a legitimate back to the basket force who you've got to guard with more than one guy. I mean, how exciting, Kevin, are Joel and AD to watch play?
They're thrilling, I would agree. Here's what Washington's going with right now. Jordan Bell's checked in for Bryant. Bertanis comes in for Mo Wagner. Hachimura, he's checked in for Beal. And it's Ish Smith in for Shabazz Napier. Now here is Harris. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Let's keep it alive. Claxton the pass to Allen. A second chance effort. That one misses. And the Wizards now going the other way. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And, you know, they played a terrific all-around game. The effort level was there as well as the production.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was hard to imagine them being much better at the offensive end. They were so efficient in almost every aspect.
Dinwiddie finds Harris. Now here's Chandler. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Dinwiddie. And again, it's the Nets missing.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Well, this is what you call your big man playing big. Terrific work on the glass.
Kicks it to Allen. Rebound, Washington.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
Washington shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. Wall passes to Hachimura. Wizards passing it around. To the paint. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Dinwiddie. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And there's the pass to Claxton. Over Bertans. They need this one. Claxton no good.
Unbelievable. He blew that look, guys, no clue what went wrong there.
Here's Smith. That one, no good. Nice D from Chandler. Brooklyn trailing. Harris drives in. And at 6'6", Joe Harris has been asked to play a lot of minutes at that small forward position. Doris, do you think that's his natural spot?
Well, I think he's gotten pretty good in terms of his strength, if not the length for the 3 spot. He's worked really hard defensively to get better and better. And offense, though, that's where he's going to make his money. He can make shots consistently.
The first one falls.
The Nets had to be so judicious and so smart with every move they made because they did not have top draft selections. So you have to use cap space to acquire picks. They had to find sleepers in the draft. They had to find players who were probably undervalued and then develop those players. This is an organization that used every tool at their disposal.
So it's the Wizards now. Smith kicks to Bertans. The dish now to Bell. Pass to Hachimura. Here's Wall. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Jared Allen.
Oh, this guy's so explosive, and John Wall knows how to draw contact when he gets to the rack.
The Wizards shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for John Wall. And Doris, the Nets showed they could manufacture a rebuild.
Kevin, what the Nets did was not easy, but to me it shows you exactly how critical quality front office personnel is to the success of an organization, and the Nets were on point throughout the process.
Both shots good from the stripe. And glad to see John Wall back out there after fighting back from his Achilles injury he suffered in early 2019.
And obviously, Kevin, an Achilles injury is very worrisome for any athlete, but particularly one like John Wall, whose speed is a major part of his game. But boy, he looks good out there, and you hope he avoids any more injuries the rest of his career.
Here's Claxton. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
He kicks it to Dinwiddie. Good D by Bell. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Wizards. Bertans can't get it to go. Here's Claxton, defended by Bell. Claxton the pass to Allen. 1:25 left in the first quarter. Wall, let's hammer it home! Hammer it home, baby!
That is authority right there.
It was. Nets trail by 4. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Pass to Harris. Dinwiddie against Smith. Dinwiddie kicks to Allen. Over Bell. Good D by Bell. Wizards leading by 4. Here's Hachimura. Banked in off the glass. Hachimura's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And it's all about getting to the right spot. And Hachimura did just that in transition.
On the wing, Harris. From the arc. Trains the 3-pointer. Harris has got 5 now.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Here's Wall. And he also played really well in that win against the Hornets. To the wing right side. The three from Bertans. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. And the Wizards lead by 6. Dinwiddie with it. He's coming off a 10-point game against Chicago. Passes it to Harris. Over Wall. Harris, good. He's got 7.
Nice to see Joe Harris add this to his game. We know he's a dangerous shooter, but go ahead and mix it up on the interior.
John Wall getting it done for the Washington Wizards. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense they need right now. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. One of the most dangerous scorers in the game, Bradley Beal spoke about the trust Coach Scott Brooks has in him and his teammates.
I think the biggest thing is he's still young, so, you know, he tries to think he's still hip. He keeps up with us a little bit, but he grants us a lot of freedom. He allows us freedom on both ends of the floor to be leaders.
Ellen Beal trying to grow as a leader and a star. Has to love that.
Yeah, and Brooks known for developing good relationships with his players. He pushes them, but he gives them a lot of praise as well.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
In at forward, it's Hachimura and Bertans. Ish Smith is out there with Wall, and it's Mahimi in at the 5, patrolling the paint. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Wall dishes to Mahimi, and stolen by Harris. Dinwiddie attacking, off on the layup.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Here's Wall. Rebound, Brooklyn. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
And they'll be doing their best to establish superiority over this club, something they failed to do a year ago.
Here's Harris. The pass to Claxton. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. And the Nets lead by 1.
We so often identify Joe Harris as strictly a shooter, but this guy, he is a tremendous passer as well.
Washington shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Smith the pass to Mahimi. Here's Hachimura. Mahimi down low, defended by Allen, and there's the whistle, 3-second violation. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Wizards. On Monday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors. Then on Friday, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks coming into town.
And that one against the Bulls, it's going to be a battle for this group. You get the feeling they'll need to be at their sharpest if they want to come away with a victory.
Here's Hachimura. Allen with the rebound. Brooklyn's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. Dinwiddie drives in. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And now it's a 3-point Nets lead.
I'll tell you, this guy excels at using his speed and his big body to cut inside. Nice job, Spencer Dinwiddie.
Now Smith. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Pass to Hachimura. Pass to Bertans. From deep, Wall. No good that time. Brooklyn leading by 3. Here now is Dinwiddie. It's taken away by Smith. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. Yep, it counts. Smith's got his first basket.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Timeout called, the Nets.
And now a chance to see the former Demon Deacon Ish Smith in action. Has been in the league for a while now and played for several teams, and he's a veteran through and through.
for the Wizards. Mo Wagner's checked in for Davis Bertans. Beal comes in for John Wall. And it's Napier in for Smith. Outside Irving. Passes to KD. Here's the three. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Durant's got the lead up to 4 now for Brooklyn. And when you have Ish Smith on your team, you know he's going to give you scoring off the bench.
And Smith not exactly great at any one thing, but the whole package is solid for a reserve. As long as you can make the right decision and just run the offense, that'll get you pretty far in this league.
From 12 feet out, that one goes. Count it. Hachimura's got 8 points.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Here's LeVert. Dishes to Jordan. Over Mahinmi. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Just tremendous execution right there. DJ feeling out the defense and doing damage inside.
Wizards trail by 4. Here's Napier. The shot from the low post is good. Napier's got his first basket of the night. Brooklyn's gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Outside Irving. The pass to LeVert from outside the arc. Washington with the rebound. There's Beal with the three. LeVert grabs the miss.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Hachimura. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Here's Irving. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Guys, Kyrie Irving stronger than he looks, absorbs the contact and still converts. Boy, you talk about the all-time great below-the-rim finishers. Kyrie Irving is on that list. He can use either hand. So much English. This guy is tough.
Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. Free throw good from Kyrie Irving. Inodorus, as great a scorer as he is, Kyrie Irving doesn't draw a ton of fouls.
Kevin, I think that has everything to do with his elusivity. This is a young man who can finish with either hand, can get separation on any defender. This is the one thing you'd say about Kyrie Irving. He does not initiate contact around the rim.
It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, one of the things that teams are more aware of in the age of analytics is the importance of sleep. Those teams are making adjustments. Morning shoot-arounds have been moved in some cases to the afternoon or eliminated altogether. There are many fewer teams that are taking red-eye flights across country. And some teams even give players orange-tinted glasses to encourage them to sleep. There's a lot of work to be done in this field, but the direction is clear.
Continuing to evolve. All right, David, thank you. It's Prince on the wing. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Clock at 6. Over Wagner. Prince misses.
Not pretty. You've just got to shake off a miss like that.
Napier with it. Guarded now by Irving. Outside Bryant. Here's Hachimura. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Charlotte. Wants to get it to Bryant and does. That's it. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
Here's Irving. Rebounded by the Wizards. Bryant's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Hachimura. Guarded by Prince. Kicks it to Napier. Outside Bryant. He dishes it to Beal. From the line. And that one hits back iron.
What a brutal night for this guy, and it is having a ripple effect throughout the team. This is tough. Well, that possession to me highlights the importance of creating for your teammates.
Now here's Napier. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. He kicks it to Beal. Pass to Wagner. 5 on the clock. Ball's knocked loose.
A shot like that is a polite way to say, hey, coach, bench me.
And funny thing is, if that doesn't get you benched, I have no idea what would.
And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant. Bell is checked in for Wagner. And so Bryant will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. It's a 5-point game. Here's Hachimura, and Durant sends it back.
But Kevin Durant is playing spectacular defense, and it sets the tone for the entire team.
Nobody near Irving. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got his 3rd assist on the night. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Back to Napier. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Bryant trying to free himself up, and Durant sends it back. That one's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down to just 6 points, and the bucket from Bell. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Outside Durant, uncovered. Rebound, Washington. Bryant's got 5 rebounds tonight. Napier feeling it out a bit. Pass to Hachimura. From beyond the arc. No good. Shot missing. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
That was a rough outing. They did a few good things, but the inconsistencies caught up to them in that one.
To be perfectly frank with you, Greg, I'm surprised it was as close as it was. I thought they were outclassed all night.
And Doris, you played point guard. What do you like to see from that position?
Well, I'm going to go back to the Showtime Lakers, which was my first team that I adored when I was a kid watching the NBA. And the reality is this, Kevin, I love to see teams play in transition, get out in the open floor. What's better than watching Steph Curry cross half court with a full head of steam and the defender knowing, oh, good God, anything could happen here. He might pull a three. He might finish in spectacular fashion off the run, or he might find a teammate for a momentum-building three. Like, get in transition and run, baby.
Outside Irving. Out to the wing. Dinwiddie against Beal. Irving for 3. Sinks the triple. Irving's got 9.
You know, what you love about Kyrie is that he's always prepared to shoot when he is roaming in space.
Now here's Napier. He's guarded closer. But they get it back. Beal taking his time here. Pass to Bell. Shot clock at 6. Over Harris. That is good. And the Nets lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Bell.
Man, is this guy quick off the floor. Jordan Bell with the offensive board and putback. Nice.
Irving kicks to Dinwiddie. The pass to Harris. Jordan against Bryant. Jordan the pass to Harris. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got 4 assists in the game. .149 left to play here in the half. Pass to Bryant for the 3. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. Jordan's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Durant. Here's Dinwiddie. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Dinwiddie's got his second bucket.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
There's 1:17 left in the first half. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 10 rebounds.
Well, we've seen this one or two times, have we not? DeAndre Jordan, finishing end of the alley-oop. Nice.
Outside, Beal. Shot clock at 5. Unloads from 13. And he nails the jumper.
How effortless is the mid-range game of Bradley Beal. Pretty.
Nets leading by 12. Outside, Irving. Down low. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Now here's Napier. Dinwiddie covering. Beal from long range. Rebound, Brooklyn. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Outside, Irving. And the Nets, another 3.
There's a marksmanship from Kyrie Irving. The lightning quick release. Boy, defender better have his hands up and ready.
Here's Beal. Beal can't get that one to fall. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. Their work from beyond the arc has been a highlight. A lot of threes finding the bottom of the bucket. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot, Katie. It looks like you guys were able to build as the half went along. What happened out there?
Well, we stayed with our defense. I think we were a little lazy to end that first quarter. We just came out and made them shoot tough shots, rebound the basketball, and get some easy points.
Certainly showed in the second quarter. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. A nice show being put on tonight by DeAndre Jordan. He had 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
They had a tremendous first half from the three-point line. Their shot selection was pretty sound, considering how many threes they took. And the confidence of the shooters, now that's outstanding.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Washington?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And you know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. An exceptional performance from John Wall.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
I don't know that you necessarily think of him as someone who's going to create for others, but boy, all night he's been willing to make the extra pass.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly.
Well, a new era begins for the Washington Wizards, right? A change in the front office. The team has tried for years to rebuild in a number of different approaches. Perhaps a fresh outlook for fans under new guidance gives this team new hope.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Prince and Durant are at the 3 and the 4. And it's Jordan in at the 5, down low.
Soft floating jumper from Beal right there, adding to his offensive attack. Seemed to totally catch the defense by surprise.
And for the Wizards and their new front office, Doris, a tough task ahead of them.
I think so, Kevin, because first and foremost, they need to change the culture of the team, right? Too long, there had been a lack of accountability in D.C., and I think once they address that, the rest of the rebuild could come easier.
And that one, good.
Can you tell how confident and comfortable John Wall is putting a team on his back? Do you not love the athletic guard who stays aggressive?
Now, here is Irving. Napier covering. Back to Irving. Here's Jordan. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, you know what DeAndre Jordan is going to bring to the table every night. Great effort, incredible presence on the backboards, a ton of length defensively. Love everything he does for you.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Jordan. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. Wizards trail by 20. Here's Wall.
And checking out some stats for Jordan. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so. He's averaging 11 points a game, 17 rebounds, then just over 2 blocks. All around brilliance for him lately. And guys, he's really taken his play to another level.
Don't you get the sense, Greg, that the confidence is building game by game and he's starting to put up the numbers that back it up?
First free throw is good.
From the moment he stepped into the NBA from the University of Kentucky, John Wall has been hungry and motivated to prove he belongs listed with the top players in the game.
And so John Wall nails both of them.
You have to remember, the Nets surrendered their draft pick every year for 5 straight years, between the years 2014 to 2018. How they turned that into a playoff run last year, one of the great stories in the league.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. Jordan's got 15 rebounds here tonight.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
How about that authority from Mr. Karis LeVert? Go ahead, sir.
The Wizards have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. And Doris, you're right. Those picks you're referring to, surrendered by the Nets in their 2013 trade with the Celtics.
And think about it, Kev. That transaction was one in a string of trades by the Nets, trading their picks for veterans. This 2019 draft, only the second time the Nets controlled their pick in the last 9 years. What they have achieved in the face of that is nothing short of remarkable.
A nice shot by Irving. Irving's got 5 points in the quarter.
The handles, the burst, almost impossible to stay in front of Kyrie on the drive.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock.
Hey, yo, get on the ball.
Wall passes to Bryant. The dish to Beal. Prince with the defensive effort.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
Takes it from 10. Tries again. Short. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
Well, that's interesting. Out in space, the defender challenging DeAndre Jordan's shot. Makes some contact, but it doesn't bother him.
Pass to Beal. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Kevin Durant. And even though he came into the league at the age of 19 out of the University of Florida, Beal has been a scorer since the get-go.
Well, Bradley Beal entered the league as a sweet shooting 2-guard. He has worked his way into being a tremendous playmaker. Year over year, his overall offensive game has gotten so much better.
Free throw good, Beal.
When he first came into the NBA, many thought Bradley Beal would be a mostly catch-and-shoot shooting guard. But this guy has proven he can definitely shoot, but there's so much more to his game. He can create for others. He can get himself off on the bounce. He is a terrific all-around guy now.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Mahimi's checked in for Thomas Bryant. Davis Bertans comes in for Mo Wagner. And Smith subbed in for Shabazz Napier. Passes it to LeVert. Here's Claxton. Over Bertans. Bank shot, no good. And with Beal doors, he's been more aggressive at attacking the rim.
And Kevin, it's worked out for him because he's gotten to the line more, and that allows you to become a consistent scoring presence. Boy, the dynamic nature of Beal's offensive game has really elevated.
LeVert against Wall, and it's blocked.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Wizards have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Now the pass to Bertans. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. LeVert finds Irving. Wound up there for Allen. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Well, that's a highlight play for Mr. Jared Allen. Nice pass from his teammate.
From the Wizards, they're shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. Beal against Chandler. Beal the pass to Bertans. He gets it in there. Bertans got 5 points so far. The Nets have gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. Pass to Claxton. Allen inside. Mahimi on him. He can't hit that time. LeVert kicks to Allen. Back to LeVert. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Second shot opportunity. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Well, at 6'7" Doris, Caris LeVert describing himself as a point/shooting guard.
Well, why not? Because his slashing ability, his blinding speed off the dribble is really what makes him problematic. His burst is special, and it doesn't matter if he's going left or right.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good.
Well, think back to Caris LeVert's career at Michigan. It was marred by 3 foot surgeries in just 22 months. And obviously, the medical red flags caused his draft stock to dip. But credit the Nets, who picked him up with the 20th pick back in 2016.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. And the ankle injury for LeVert last season, more of a freak accident.
Yeah, Kevin, you think about it, he comes down on top of another player. It ends up costing him 3 months. But even through these tough injuries, what we know, Caris LeVert has shown when healthy, he can be special.
Back to Chandler, shoots over Beal, and again it's the Nets missing.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Dinwiddie's checked in. For Washington, they've gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Pass to Mahimi. Dishes it to Beal. From the baseline. That one a little long. And Joe Allen will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Dinwiddie outside. Kicks it to Irving. Back to Dinwiddie. The shot misses. Wall with some nice defense. Oh, and here we go. Wall's got it. The fast break chance. Misses the jumper, and they can't get anything on the break. Chandler scanning the floor. Passes it to Dinwiddie. There's the triple. Washington with the rebound. Berton's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
I'll tell you, he's trying to help them extend this lead, but it's been a tough night for him individually. Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to.
Claxton the pass to Allen. And it's Allen with the jam.
Well, Jared Allen has length and athleticism, and that's an easy opportunity. Wow.
Smith with it. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Irving against Smith. Allen kicks to Dinwiddie. Chandler outside. Back to Dinwiddie. 6 on the shot clock. Over to Wall. Dinwiddie with the bucket. Dinwiddie's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Washington shooting about 42% so far. So timeout called here, the first for Washington. Indoors at times, he's been the Nets' best player. Spencer Dinwiddie rewarded last season with a 3-year, $34 million extension.
Well, I think he's earned it, Kevin, right? Because he has started for them, he has come off the bench, and to this young man's great credit, he has accepted and excelled in either role. And I'll tell you, it's unusual for a point guard at 6'6". He has done nothing but enhance his versatility.
So for the Wizards, Bell comes in for Mahimi. And it's Hachimura in for Bradley Beal. And a change for the Nets. Harris has checked in. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Allen in the post. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. From the Wizards, their shooting is leaving something to be desired. Just 36% here in the third quarter. Here's Hachimura. Made that one. It's his 7th of the contest. 7 for 15 from the floor.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
Irving double team. For 3, Harris. Wall grabs the board. Smith outside. Floats one, and it's good on the layup. Smith's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Well, instead of forcing it all the way to the cup, he just goes with that little teardrop.
Irving double team. Back to Harris from downtown. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
Well, Kyrie Irving has such a good sense of when his teammates are going to create an opportunity, and he puts the pass on time and on target.
The Wizards have gone 7 for 16 in the second half from the field, shooting a bit under 50%. Now Bell, right now averaging about 5 points a game. Berton's shot is good. Berton's got 9.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
Irving passes to Allen. Irving against Smith. And it's Irving missing. A difficult situation for Washington. Here's Bell, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
How impressive is the vertical of Jordan Bell? My goodness.
Here's Dinwiddie. Kicks it out to Allen. Back to Dinwiddie. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
What we know unequivocally is Spencer Dinwiddie is far more than a terrific basketball player. Let's remember, he scored 1,400 on his SATs. His mom was a professor at USC, and there's something very special about being raised in an academic environment.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And Doris, you talk about Dinwiddie's book smarts. His parents wanted him to attend Harvard.
Yeah, he chose instead, Kevin, to attend the University of Colorado, believing the Pac-12 would be a better stepping stone to the NBA. And think about it, even now, this guy not shy about challenging authority. He will keep his coaches on their toes.
Second free throw, no good.
One thing you have to love about Spencer Dinwiddie is his confidence. Here's a guy who knows he belongs, and he's proving it with his play night after night.
And just scrapes and claws for that offensive rebound and doesn't take any chances there with the putback.
And GA, strong work all around in the rebound and the stuff both. Wow. From 11 feet away, count it. Washington shooting in this game 45%. Napier kicks to Wall. Shoots from the high post. Bell. The pass to Bertans. Irving against Wall. Puts it up from 12. And Irving gets it to go on the assist by Dinwiddie. And that's 19 points for Kyrie Irving. .107 left in the third quarter. Dinwiddie against Wall. Now here is Bell. D right on him. And that one's good. Hachimura. Hachimura's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
Irving passes to Allen. Here's Claxton. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on John Wall. The Nets have had 12 attempts at the line, making 8 so far.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. The Wizards making a switch here. Wagner's checked in. And then for Brooklyn, DeAndre Jordan comes in for Allen. And Durant subbed in for Irving. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
And missing opportunities here to extend that lead at the free throw line this half.
Now here's Napier. Defense right on him. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Washington shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. He misses the free throw. Prince is checked in for Brooklyn. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
And it's Durant missing.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Wall against Prince, 6 to shoot. And there's the call. It's on Spencer Dinwiddie. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. For Washington, they have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Free throw drops for Napier. Just 5 on the clock. And here's Wall outside, off the mark.
Well, you know Joe Harris comes from one of the great defensive coaches in college basketball. He will play hard on that end.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We've got more in store for you right after this. And a moment ago, inside the huddle with Coach Scott Brooks.
All we're thinking about is offense. Let's get back to what we do. Defense first, and then let's score for them. Let's not worry about our offense. Our shots are going to fall.
Craig, he's imploring his team to be better on defense.
The effort hasn't been there. They need to step it up on that side of the floor.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. They've got Napier, Hachimura out there with Bell, then it's Wall, and it's Wagner in at the center filling out the middle. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over, so you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Here's Wall. Drops it in from 11 feet. Wall's got 20 points.
Well, it matters not if he's dribble driving to the rim or spotting up. John Wall's so assertive in that mid-range game.
Dinwiddie passes to Prince. Now here is Harris. Outside Jordan. Dinwiddie right side. It's stolen by Bell. And here we go. Bell heading to the hoop. Throws down the breakaway jam. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 11 rebounds.
Well, that's 6'9" with incredible speed. Jordan Bell in transition doing work right now.
Dinwiddie outside. Prince outside. 5 to shoot. Pass to KD. Jordan trying to free himself up from outside off the mark.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
They get it back.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
Doris, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a four-peat, 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications. that happened. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a three-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals.
True.
This is it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about four-peat.
And when you think of Jordan Bell, you think of do-it-all big man.
Specifically how strong he is on defense. Great timing for blocking shots, good hands, and can guard anybody out on the floor. Can finish plays as well when moving at the hoop.
Durant for three. Brooklyn gets it back with the new shot clock at 14. Here's Wall. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Stolen by LeVert to the inside. Here's Jordan. Over Bell. Good D by Bell.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Wall's shot is off. And here is Durant. Dinwiddie right side. He kicks to Prince. Just 5 to shoot. Can't connect from 13 feet out. Wizards have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Here's Wall. No good there. The Nets go the other way with it. KD drives in and finished off by KD.
Well, Kevin Durant not about to settle for any low percentage shot. My goodness, with authority.
And so it's Wall. He brings it up for the Wizards. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Goes up the baseline. Rebound, Brooklyn. LeVert's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Prince outside. Back to LeVert. 18 feet out. Another shot. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
But, Kev, we're talking about a guy with great size and length and athleticism. DeAndre Jordan just keeps pressure on the defense.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Washington calls timeout. Hiring college basketball coaches has been kind of hit or miss, Doris. Why do you think that's so?
Well, obviously, coaching in college and coaching in the NBA are drastically different things. As a college coach, you've got to be concerned about the eligibility of your young men. You've got to be recruiting the next crop, even while you're coaching your current group and your current roster. In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure, whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
Here's Temple. Outside Jordan. Back to Temple. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, think about the Nets' Kenny Atkinson, a finalist last season for NBA Coach of the Year. This young coach got a well-deserved contract extension. And what I love is his team competes at a high level every night.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw. And Doris, you think about how hard this Brooklyn team competes. I think they take right after their head coach.
I don't think there's any doubt, Kevin. Coach Atkinson is still willing to get on the court and jump into drills with his players. Let's remember, going back to the early days of his career, he was a player development coach. And before that, yes, he even played. That effort and willingness to break a sweat very much reflected in his group.
Now, here's Mahinmi. Smith finds Mahinmi. 6 on the shot clock. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Nets have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Here's Musa, guarded by Robinson. Pass to Karuch. Shoots over Brown. But they'll get another chance.
Oh, tough play underneath there to give them another possession. Just what they were hoping for. A little more time off the clock.
And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Here's Temple. Inside. It's stolen by Mahinmi. Here we go, one-on-one. Outside for Robinson. Clock at 6. Second chance shot. And he connects with the jumper. Here's Temple. Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have two candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
Doris, isn't it interesting that we're seeing some teams with more three-point attempts than two-point attempts?
It's incredible, Kevin, that every year over the last decade you see more three-point attempts across all 30 NBA teams. And think about the Houston Rockets. In each of the last 2 years, the Rockets have actually taken more threes than twos. This is the evolution of the game. It is not going anywhere. There's two high-valued shots in the league. Restricted area twos, that means point-blank opportunities at the rim, and three-point shots. And everything else in between seems to be getting lost.
And the Nets making a change here. Chandler hits them both. Smith with it. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
He dishes it to Mahinmi. We're seeing some great shooters with length, tall players shooting from outside. That seems to be the rage right now, but when you look in your crystal ball, Doris, what might be the next player trend in the NBA?
So we saw the evolution of big men as three-point shooters, men being able to enter the league as sort of back to the basket, consistent rebounding forces out of the post, now stepping away and becoming threats as face-up scorers. To me, one of the most intriguing young players in the league right now is Nikola Jokic. Here's a 7-foot guy who is a tremendous playmaker. His instinct is to pass more than it is to score. So you wonder, is that the next evolution of big men? And then the other thing, Kevin, you are starting to see offensive rebounding went away as a focal point of teams in the NBA. You are starting to see teams go back after the offensive glass. Does that continue?
That second chance is a big statistic, isn't it?
It is.
That free throw, no good. He doesn't get the second one. And second-round pick Kurucs ended up starting most of last season for the Nets as a rookie.
Well, think about it. Back in Europe, this guy was playing limited minutes for Barcelona. Some said they were trying to hide him from NBA scouts. But there is no question he is on everyone's radar now, Kev.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
No doubt those extra possessions can really add up against you when you do not take care of the defensive glass.
You and I were just talking about something Commissioner Silver said the other day about a proposed mid-season tournament. What do you think?
Well, I certainly think if they do move to a mid-season tournament, it's going to have real value for it to matter. To get the fans engaged, something has to be on the line. So, number one, you're going to have two goals. Instead of one championship, maybe you want to win that mid-season tournament too.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Temple. And Washington going with a whole new group here. And a new group in for the Nets. And so he makes both from the line. Washington's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Napier finds Bryant. Now here's Beal, guarded by Jordan, looking to end his cold spell. Beal can't get it to go.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Temple, the pass to Prince. Feeds it to KD. Prince trying to free himself up. And it's Durant, that time on the assist by Prince. Prince has got 3 assists tonight. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
To the wing on the left. And Temple kicks to Prince. Over Napier. KD's shot is off. And so Bryant will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Bergenis, count that bucket.
You have to have the vision to find the open man. Beautiful pass.
The Nets shooting well, 50% from the floor. Outside Durant, pass to Temple, over to Wall. Temple can't get it to go. The Wizards shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Napier passes to Bryant. Kicks to Beal. And stolen by Prince.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Brooklyn.
And the big difference here was accuracy from three-point range.
And once they started sinking shots, it really stretched out the D and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
And so checking out their record tonight, that'll mark win number 32 overall.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Jordan.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
So for the Nets, Jared Allen's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Rodion Kurucs comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Musa in for Prince. And the pass to Schofield. Outside Robinson. Lets it go from deep. Drains it from beyond the arc.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
We've got 33 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Allen outside. They could use a bucket. No good that time. And it's Washington the other way. Here's Schofield. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
Well, this is what they needed earlier on. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
Pass to LeVert. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. DeAndre, what do you think this team's identity is this season?
You know, we just have so many guys that can score. It's going to be somebody's night every night, like I keep saying. But we're also, our half-court offense is getting a lot better.
The ball is moving around, DeAndre. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.